take the fucking password screen from Mega Man 3 and turn it into that song. That's a really good song. I'm not sure if I'm going to apologize for the Rick and Morty ad, if I'm honest. I mean, not that I really had any say in it. It probably heard me going, Morty, every time I burp, but, hey, it's actually a really good show. I'm just saying. I'm also powerless to make Terraria happen faster. I'm sorry for that as well. I was fiddling with files all over the place and, neglected to start launching the game, so stand by for that. My apologies. Also, sorry I missed Tuesday, I was just too pooped. Stop that. What was the name of that game I was gonna play again? There it is. Just pointing out because it actually fit the stream, says Ollie. True enough. At least I'm not always going on about goddamn Pickle Rick. Which here again, I feel obligated to point out, was a really freaking entertaining episode. Yeah, Tuesday was my actual first day at my new jobbo, so I was X to the Austed on that day. Still not 100% up to speed, but I'm getting there. It seems like a not bad job. It's a lot to learn. I'm having a lot of information shotgunned into me. But, yeah, you know, once I settle into it, maybe it won't be so bad. I also finally managed to, like, twist the screws and get at least an acknowledgement out of the unemployment department, so hopefully I'll be able to, claim what I'm owed from them at some point. Ollie says, Pickle Rick is a good phrase to make fun of the audience because it shows off how bad people are at explaining the better parts of Rick and Morty. I can hardly agree more. Like, if you think the joke about Pickle Rick is how Rick is a pickle, you've missed the better part of the point. Like, what he does as a pickle is much more significant. But anyway. Ken says, as long as we address that Rick isn't a good guy. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you should not idolize Rick. He's not the hero. But anyway. Let's get back to some black gosh darn Mesa. Forget about Freeman! That's most of what I remember about where we are. I fought a whole bunch of military guys. I was getting cranky at them. And they said, you know what? Black Mesa's fucking dumb. We're getting blown up by aliens and scientists. Let's just get the hell out of here. I don't think every military guy got the message yet. But I don't doubt that there are people who actually think that Rick is a good person. Yep, they're wrong. They're quite wrong. There are some things about his philosophy that really aren't bad, though. Well, I mean, they still make him sort of a shithead, but he has a couple of valid points. Like a lot of Rick's character stems from some things that Justin Roiland determined about, you know, depression at large and things like that. You know, the demons of the intelligent, as it were. And, like, as a matter of fact, no, it wasn't the Pickle Rick episode, it was a little bit after that. He goes on about, he's... Like, there's an episode where his daughter Beth goes on a rampage, and she's, like, identifying with her father for the first time and maybe ever. she kind of comes to terms with how Rick is sort of a shithead. Hang on a sec, I have to pick this cat up. Or attempt to. Yeah, no, she's going to dodge me. But, like, basically his philosophy is something along the lines of, like, when you realize that nothing matters, then the most important thing in the world is whatever you're doing right now. And you know, it's like kind of a nice take on nihilism and depression and stuff like that, you know what I mean? It's like... I kind of identify with that. You know, it's just like, you know, the big picture is maybe sometimes too scary to think about, maybe it doesn't always help. But you know, sometimes just... the video game stream you're watching is more important than anything, you know what I mean? Tie that back into what we're doing here. I've always said that sort of thing, you know what I mean? Like, even at my crankiest, I'm always at least able to stop and say, you know, at least I'm really enjoying this drink. Be where you are for a goddamn second, says Ollie. I agree. That's what I'm saying. Smell a flower once in a while. which is slightly different from Rick's point, but, you know, it's related. And again, everything Rick was saying was stemming from one of the writer's own meditations on that sort of thing, that sort of nihilism, depression sort of angle, but... TechPain says, that's sort of the mirror image of this nature of consciousness philosophy stuff my mother's been on lately. That's interesting. I read some of that stuff. I wasn't really in a place where I wanted to read heavily into it, but... But anyway... Rick, yeah, he's not the good guy. He's a fucking funny bad guy, but he's not a good guy. Usually. Once in a while he has a redeeming moment, but... Anyway. Really all that's neither here nor there. I have Jorb. Jorb makes me tire, but that's partly my own fault. I just kind of had to get used to being like a regular human again. I'll get it figured out. Yeah, like I've ever been a regular human. You know what I mean. I have satchel charges, by the way. Morty, I have these. When you said radical train, I feel like you were probably referring to something, but my mind went to Sonic Adventure 2. Even though I know there's nothing actually called radical train. It seems like there really would be. Ah, crap. These things suck. Alright, give me a good boom. That's a good boom. That boom sucked. Wait, really? These things don't blow up? Radical Highway exists. Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking of, yeah. Maybe the best music track in the game, by the way. One of my favorites. Stop that, you butt munch. Here comes the grenade, yeah. I've learned to predict when those happen, which is to say, always. Ollie, that's one of the nicest things you could say about me. Thank you for that. Basically says a lot of people go on about, oh, I'm not quite normal, am I? But, I mean, yeah, anybody who knows me personally knows there's very few really average things about me. For better or worse, little about me is ordinary. I truly believe that. Ken says, the thing about Rick and Morty is a lot like Homestuck in that I know a lot of actual people who are extremely vocal, the worst part of their viewer base. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Oh, hi. You're a tank. You know, I really don't prefer you being right there. Am I gonna have to use my rocket launcher, or can I use... How about satchel charges? Does this work? Probably not. I don't think I can throw it at that angle. Fine. That was a bad idea. Don't do that. Why would you talk me into doing that? Boy, this ATV suit though, huh? I'm glad I'm feeling well enough to be doing this again. I felt honestly bad about... Oh, hey. Well, something or another did something about that. Ow. Tank. Ow. Stop it. Ow. Quit it. Ow. Oh, motherfucker. Alright, hold on. Considering I only do this twice a week, on a regular week, you know, I don't want to miss too much time. Fuck me. There we are. Thomas says all the Marines you don't blow up will be going home with either extra or fewer limbs. Just because you can climb on it doesn't make it a ladder! I have like a Pennsylvania-sized success story for you. Back in my machine operator days, when I worked in a factory in, you know, uneducated work. Those of us in those uneducated machine operating positions would speak in hushed tones of those who came through in the white coats. Now I'm one of the white coat guys. Ta-da! I did it. Yeah, success, maybe. Really, they're just glorified smocks, but, I mean, as far as smocks go, they do look pretty sharp.
65% power, 80%.
I'm not, like, overwhelmingly proud of it, but, you know, it is a success of some sort, so I'll take it. Go this way. Which way did I come in? Techfade thought the same thing I did when that thought first occurred to me. I just like to say smock. Smock, 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 smock. What is wrong with you? I was a few minutes late to start today's stream because I've been racking my puny little brain trying to come up with a great Dungeons & Dragons character. I have most of the moving parts in place, like I haven't figured out like the real nitty-gritty actual gameplay particulars of them yet. But I've come up with a character and a story that I think are pretty compelling and I really look forward to using them. It has taken me much longer than pretty much anybody else to reach this point. Ollie says, you throw stuff and people take damage. Not untrue. I would be lying if I said Plague Knight was not at all an influence. But, he's not completely un-Plague Knight-ish. I'm saying. Kent says, I'm inordinately pleased with just owning a pair of games that cost $20. Fine to be pleased about a smock-based life promotion. Quite true, thank you. Thomas says, all my best ideas are stolen. I feel like I did a good job of not outright stealing any ideas here. My guy is actually, he's like a dash of Plague Knight, he's a dash of Castlevania. Which is strictly accidental, it just kind of worked out that way. Which is why I thought for a minute about giving him a whip, just as like a little nod, but my class doesn't start with martial weapon proficiency, so I'd have to give something up for a whip. But anyway. Point is, he's really cool. I'll probably talk more about him once I've, like, really finalized everything about him. Ollie says you can't have a whip and just be bad with it. Eh. I feel like that'd be counterproductive. I found physics, I had to mess with him. Sometimes I forget I'm streaming. Fine. But I mean also, isn't that what the source engine is for? That might just be playing Half-Life correctly. Someone says, whip just means you can use your 20 ranks of rope skill whenever you... I think I can alchemize ropes. I kind of skimmed through my later abilities at some point. I think at some point I get to just, like, make ropes. I don't remember. It's gonna be a really fun class, I feel. A really fun character. I like his personality as I've come up with it, too. He may be a little bit of a... I might have to work a little bit harder on actually role-playing this guy. He's kinda different from my previous characters. In good ways. Classic level 14 ability of ropes a lot, says Ollie. Good. I really was hoping that box would shatter. Lambda Core. I had some mental struggles earlier in the week. Well, still somewhat ongoing, but lesser. Just at the sheer loss of my free time to this job. But, you know, like I said, I guess eventually I'll get back into the swing of it. Oh yeah, it is right onto the lift, isn't it? But I only brought that up to say, like, I don't want to totally give up on ever doing that XCOM voice bank project or anything other. I'm just gonna have to probably push that to Saturday or something. I can make... More important than making unlimited ropes is making unlimited rope meme gags. But he'll always be like, hey, Timrick, look, a rope. I'm like, I know, fool, I made it. Originally, I was planning on making him more of just like an outright disrespectful smartass, but I kind of dialed him back a little bit. Like, ah! Like, I picture him maybe being a little bit flippant, maybe a little, smartassed. But, not a bad guy. I burned through crossbow ammo pretty quickly. Because it's really good. Stop it! Number observes you got music, but nothing popped out to shoot at you. It was... You know, I could live in a world where that passes for elevator music. And I mean, it was literally music for an elevator.
Power 85%.
That's that petition around. Make drum and bass music standard for elevators. Ollie says he's pleased with me for finally at least coming up with a character who has a rather more specific story and specific goals, and I appreciate that feedback as well. It is something I really wanted to do. After Relic's whole thing was not knowing his past. And One Moon presumably knew his past, but was extremely taciturn about it. And again, my new guy definitely still has his secrets. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, great, it's these goons again. Stop that, stop it. Oh my Christ. Where are you? Ugh, this is gonna piss me off, isn't it? I knew you were right above my damn head. Now you're right above my damn dead. Alright, alright, alright. That's the wrong button. Ah, that's not alt fire. There we go. Stop it. God. Shit, damn ass crap. Fuck. Balls. Anus. Hernia. See you, maybe. Saw you. Hey, stand in front of my scope, would you? I don't like this part. Yeah, Jesus. That works out. Since I know that's not the last one. This is a... I say this in every stream, but this is a good shotgun. This shotgun just does everything a good shotgun should do. Also, this is right around that time where I'm gonna go ahead and observe again that I'm not going to apologize for being on the lighter difficulty. Because if I just had to retry that a million friggin' times because I was being shot in the head from above all day, none of us would be having fun. Just saying. Unless you really love Misery, in which case some of you would be having fun. Bonk, bonk. 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 Bonk, yeah. I actually, like, I wrote up a bio for Temric, but I, like, really overshot it. We have, like, a Discord server set up, and there's one channel for, character bios and character lore and such. I realized that what I had written was like 3 times as long as what anybody else had written. Like, alright, let me, come up with a Cliff's Notes version of this. So I was working on that right before the stream, like, shit! 901, I have to Black Mesa. Ellis has been renamed to Isaac. I mean, an older character of mine, and I've yet to make D&D interesting. I haven't really made a character outside of D&D in a long-ass time. Oh yeah, no, I absolutely believe that. I'm just saying, you know, in that particular spot, it seems like it would be unseemly to drop a gigantic text block like I wrote. I had some other oh yeah, like outside of D&D, I haven't made up a character for any purpose for a long time, but like, a couple of fan characters of mine that I made up from my favorite franchises back when I did much shittier role-playing as a teenager. Wow, that was loud. Still sort of exist in my head in various forms. Both of them are kind of, oh, motherfuck. Like fallen hero archetypes. Or, like, straight up anti-hero, really. But I've kind of matured them both over time. I might talk about them at some point. Also, do you ever do something, like, especially when you were younger, something I'm more aware of these days, where, like, you like, kind of borrowed a design from something, borrowed, quote-unquote, and then sort of forgot that you did? Like, somebody pointed out to me, like, I'll just go ahead and say a long time ago I made a Mega Man fan character who was called Maximus. And, like, I took his helmet just wholesale, like, slightly modified from, an old Link to the Past style MMORPG called, Grawled. I don't know if that's pronounced online. And it was, like, Monkey who pointed that out to me one day, like, he was looking through the game files for whatever reason, he was like, hey, look what I found. I'm like, oh yeah, I just fucking ripped that off, didn't I? So in my head, I've kind of designed that off of him and even kind of retooled him completely as a character. Maybe I oughta, just for the sheer shits and giggles of it, put that down on digital paper at some point. I think of him as a kind of likable character, but a bit simple, but likable in the same way the Punisher is likable. He doesn't really need to be complicated because he does one awesome thing really well. Whoa, hi.
I apologize, Dr. Freeman, but I'm sure you understand that I couldn't risk opening that door until you had scoured the area.
No, you're cool.
This is the last entrance to the Lambda complex. Every other has been sealed off to contain the invasion. When we realized that you might actually make it here, we drew straws to see who would stay behind and let you through. Obviously, I drew the short one.
Yeah.
My colleagues are waiting at the tip of the Lambda reactor. Waiting for you, I mean. The reactor is shut down now. You'll have to flood the car anyway to get into the teleportation labs. You're not authorized to know about those.
What?
But I can see you already know a great deal more than any one man is supposed to.
Well, I can't argue with that. Alright, yep, there's nothing else here. So Lambda something this way, scientists. Got it. It's too busy blowing up everything you've ever touched. I also, needless to say, the other fan character I made up way back then was, a Zelda fan character who was a Zora circa, like, Majora's Mask age design. And he too still kind of exists in my head, but I haven't pictured as, like, having become, like, a wandering merchant who conceals his identity. It's sort of interesting how both of them have kind of lived and evolved in my head, even though I haven't used them for anything. But again, outside of D&D, that's like all the making up characters that I've done in God knows how long. Main screen, turn on. What?
I built the gluon gun,
Oh,
but I
good.
just can't bring myself to use it on another living creature.
I'll do it.
It doesn't appear that you have any trouble killing things.
I love killing things. I'm Gordon Freeman. I'll use that on any living creature.
Promise to put her to good use.
To see all those humans who dropped in here was like, man, fuck these guys. Now, gluon gun is a phrase I remember hearing, but I don't perfectly remember what this does. Whoa!
Parasitic strategy, don't you think?
You have an alt fire. Nope.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Awesome. Good job, science man.
I'm sure you'll have plenty of opportunities to test her in the field, but you can practice in the shooting range if you'd like.
Can I? I'd probably get an achievement if I vaporized you. That'll be nice.
I guess you can take her with you.
Well, you just told me you're not going to be using it. In Blind Mary Sue Troll, it was stronger than Equius and blind like Terezi, but his Lucis or whatever was a bat suite and had its sonar instead. Neat. That's not a terrible concept. You know, back when I did, again, back when I was into shitty role-playing, I was at least good about not making overpowered characters for the most part. All of my guys, like, none of them... few to none of them were ever intended to be, like, as powerful or more powerful than whatever the series' actual protagonist was. Maximus is sort of an exception in that I picture him as, like, a very powerful Reploid. But one that went through some hoops to get there. But, you know, I think I've talked enough about this guy. Again, after, like, realizing, after being reminded that I had, like, stolen pretty much his head. Like, there's really no nicer way to put that. I pretty much stole that helmet. I was like, yeah. Since then, I haven't really invested a ton of thought in him. Except to redesign him to be much cooler and less helmety. So we probably gotta... Okay. I don't really know what we're doing here, if I'm honest, but there's a lot of, blinky red lights about the pumps and tanks. Lambda Lab is indeed fucked. Hello. Ah! Mother! Did they blow themselves up? What happened there? There are barrels of explosion around that I didn't notice? Yeah, those don't blow up. At least not for that reason. Where's the UR here? Oh, there it is. I'm in Tank Ox. Must climb on pipe. I'm first-person game man.
Power level is 100%.
Cool. Keep going places until there aren't any more places to go. Hi. Put it down. Do it.
You are a sight for sore eyes.
I would
Head on
love to say the same.
downstairs. The old man's got a plan to get us out of this mess.
Good. I like plans, probably. That's not true. I heard a really memorable quote in, like, the first few minutes of all games, Just Cause 4, when Vinny streamed it the one time. And the Scorpio, who is, like, strikes me as a not very nuanced character, said something that I can really apply in my own life. He said, "A plan is a list of things that can go wrong. I like to keep my plans short."
Freeman, isn't it? Look here. You'll need to activate both pumps to flood the reactor. And then that access pipe down there will take you onto the core.
Oh, good.
Hurry on now, son. Time is short.
Son. Hurry on now, son.
Both pump stations have been positively overrun.
Good.
Take these supplies and hurry.
I guess I already took the supply. I instinctively grab everything I see. I was like, Dad? Temric is a cool dad. Probably like Temric's dad. Yeah. Yep, so we are in Lambda Lab proper. I remarked previously how I never really played the original actual OG Half-Life, although I did play Half-Life Source many years ago. But, when Vinny was showing off the Half-Life mods on Sunday stream, I feel like I have to talk over the noise, even though it's mostly just my headphones. From what I saw, this really has been a quite faithful recreation, actually. But, presumably we'll see more of that when Kant gets around to his, Half-Life stream. Which I think could be fun. It'll be fun to compare the two. Balls, where am I going? Techman says, about a week ago there was a Why Half-Life Source Sucked video. I mean, I enjoyed it, but again, frames of reference and all that. Kent says, my guess is that'll start in a week or two, because Terranigma. In a stream or two. Alright, so a week-ish. The end. I did it. I beat Lambda Lab. Stream over. Gordon Freeman retired. Ah!
Hazardous chemical.
Terraria update coming Saturday. Ollie's really excited about that. I think I'm about ready to get back into Terraria a little bit. By the way, I habitually pronounce that Terraria, so I guess you guys have rubbed off on me. Okay, as long as we have this, we're safe. Ollie asks, where are we on Eternal Darkness? Nick Vance says, we are at, I forgot yesterday was Wednesday. That's fair. Yeah, okay, we're good. Alright, good. Sort of a waste. What sort of Black Mesa super military grade chain link is this? Oh yeah, Ken's got his capture card. I'm not jealous. Dirt. You missed a couple of optional pickups, I guess. That one's something over here? Nope. Oh, okay, I have to get up there. Maybe one day. I'm a grown-up. making real money. Well, we went over this last time. I think I need a new computer before I should start eyeballing capture cards.
Power 90%. Power
But I'm relieved to know that there is such a thing as,
100%.
like, a strictly HDMI input PCIe capture card. That's the kind of thing I've always wondered about. Like, what other equipment would I need? So I guess just like a component to HDMI converter in the capture card. Louis. Guidance confirms, yeah, that's what I have. Good deal. Yeah, I can imagine that working better than the, component to display on HD TV converter that I was trying on the N64 the one time. It only worked on Pilot Wings, and Pilot Wings runs at an even lower resolution than other Nintendo 64 games, so it looked... oh boy.
Power level is 100%.
Boy, do I love those old games, but they don't blow up so well. I do have to warn you, whenever I do get a capture card, probably a lot of Nintendo 64 is gonna happen. Burp. A couple of other things on the PS3 I really wouldn't mind coming back to, though. Whoop. Hey, a rope. Ken says, might want a better converter than I have. Some cheap thing my brother bought in bulk. Yeah, fair enough. Up. Right, came in this way. Good on me for remembering that. Okay, the open day event of some fashion. Like says, I got a good handful of PS3 games I haven't had the system hooked up to play. Last of Us, Little Big Planet 2, man, I forgot that existed. I feel like, Cans probably has your Persona 5 covered. Ah! Splat. A PS3 game I would like to come back to at some point, because I remember actually quite enjoying, was Infamous. Which, is somewhat maligned for its very binary morality system. In which case you're, like, highly incentivized to become either all the way good or all the way evil. And you don't really get anything good if you go between the two. But, that aside, it really was a highly solid game. Parkour was a lot of fun, good action, good engine, compelling story. Infamous was pretty solid. I can't speak for any of its sequels.
Power level is 100%.
Kill the rope. Thomas says, 100% puppet kicking or no prizes. Yeah, pretty much. If I recall, and I do recall, like the ultimate power for the evil path was basically like force lightning. This friggin' thing. Alright, I should really be saving this for bigger targets. Well, he says, I don't mind binary morality games as much as they took people off from not being able to play under their specific rules. Yeah, I don't disagree. It really didn't bother me either, to be honest. Like, why would you go between the two anyway, honestly? Aside from, unless you wanted like 100 different endings, depending on exactly how moral you were. In which case, go play Shadow the Hedgehog, am I right? Waka Waka. No, what is going on here exactly? Am I flooding this, or? I see green lights. This doesn't seem right. it says there is a case, in the case of Knights of the Old Republic, because both Jedi and Sith suck major dick balls. I feel like if you twisted my arm and forced me to make up some Gary Stu Star Wars fan character, I'd almost definitely end up as a Grey Jedi. Like, I feel like that's my place in the Star Wars universe if I have one. Ken says only bothers me in Fallout with the series is based on the grayness of everything. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. We were talking last time about how Fallout 4 really kind of wheedled down the roleplay elements in favor of just, you know, first-person shooter whiz-bang gameplay. Which made it still a good game, but not the kind of... Oh, there we go, I just had to actually push the button. Not the kind of good that Fallout's really supposed to be. Alright. This gun is the best gun ever. The way I see it, a giant caliber headshot is really one of the more humane ways you can kill something you kind of like. Not one of the prettiest, but, you know, in terms of suffering inflicted, relatively low. Jack, this guy. Fuck it. All it says, don't care about humane killing when it comes to self-defense. Yeah, I get that. Moron. Blat. How you doing? Welcome to Earth. Ollie says, how long can a pile of chunks live if you don't blast the brain specifically? Like, I was actually just doing my best at that time to not think of that. Like, I could go way too far down this gross rabbit hole. I've gotten... I feel like I came from this direction. Ooh. Yep, alright. You look familiar. Have I killed you before? Yeah, you horfed over here. Alright. So we got one of the tanks douched. Let's go find another tank, probably just the way I came. That makes sense to me. Insofar as any of this makes sense. Yeah. Well, it says, you know, I like the design of the bullshit. Suppose I don't really have any strong opinions on them one way or the other, if I'm honest. Except again, I like the texturing job they did with the green splatter all over whatever they horf on. Ow, oh, ow. Ow, 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 ow. Ah! Alright. I think I saw like a headline earlier that Family Guy was just renewed for like its 18th season or some shit. I don't even remember. I'm just like, wow, is that still limping along? That show hasn't been watchable in like, well, yeah, once in a while. But compared to like their middle few seasons, God, that show's bad. It got so like infuriatingly self-serious while also still like very detached from any sense of actual reality. Characters are, they like swap personalities per episode depending on who needs to be the heel. It's just the worst. Oh, again, I mean, if they're on season 40 all of a sudden, who knows? Maybe they found some sort of excuse to keep writing. Well, it says, I'll take 90 seasons of every show that man's ever made over over another Game of Thrones. even I would have to think for a moment before I made a statement quite that strong, because I could definitely think of some other god-awful shows. Like the Battlestar Galactica reboot, that honestly was like sci-fi Game of Thrones before Game of Thrones. I checked out of that pretty early. I just can't take something seriously when it's trying to self-seriously be like, POW! Take that, your sensibilities, I bet you're offended, probably. Like, is that what counts for entertainment these days? I'm confused. Ah! I should probably stop unzooming every time I fire a shot, but it is a satisfying animation to see. Yeah, theoretically, yeah. Like, while you're zoomed in, it primes the next shot considerably faster. Ken says South Park ruined everything, I guess. I feel like if it wasn't that, it would have been something else, but you're not altogether wrong, you know. I still have never really... Well, no, I've watched one episode of South Park. I remember close to when it came out, I watched the World of Warcraft episode, and I didn't hate it. Of course, when South Park was new, wow, that guy got dead. I was not the right age group for it. And I guess I just never gained an interest in it. That show has been going on for a long-ass time. It only takes them like a week to make an episode. Like, I don't know how I know this, but the only episode they ever actually made out of, like, like construction paper animation was the pilot. Everything after that's been computer made. And so when I say it only takes them about a week to make an episode, I do not exaggerate. They really slap those things together. That's how they stay very irreverent and topical. Right now, Cartman's probably like, coronavirus, more like my ass! And then he, like, shits and poops, and then dies. And Trevor's like, haha, bro, you gotta see this! There's quite a few of you. Alright, hold on. Ghost bust. Whoa, hi. Where'd you come from? There you go. I criticized this gun when I first got it because of its kind of generic sound, but I warmed up to it.
Power level is 100%.
Oh, it says, I've watched and enjoyed a few South Park episodes. Boy, does it feel like I'm watching something that can't really have an age group, and it doesn't matter how old I am, I'll never be able to get into it. That's more or less how I feel about it, yeah. I need to activate something. I know, like, sometimes you look at something and you're just like, who really is the target audience for this? Whoops, I was trying to switch crowbar. Yep, throw out all those shells because I fired the one. Don't need the rest. It's fine. Safety first. Uh-huh. Where the hell am I going? I will mentally supply the rope jokes for you, Ollie. They're all implied. Okay, on to elevator. I don't see movies a lot. I was gonna say, like, hey, did you see movie X? Like, no, I didn't see movie X anyway. I can't really talk about that. Speaking of which, I need to get back to meandering through. See? Safe. The MCU kind of trailed off on that project. Still, and I know I keep saying this, I've also, gross, not gotten around to checking out Castlevania Season 3. And I recognize the irony that it's a little bit Game of Thrones-y, but not quite as much. Well, just in that it gets kind of gore-porny. Which is usually something I really hate, but I guess they just did a good enough job of, like, contextualizing it. Like, the first time everybody starts exploding, like, dude, Dracula told you this exact thing was gonna happen. Ollie says, I'll watch important movies within a decade of them coming out, probably. I can't even really say that much. There are still important movies that I've just not seen. I risk death by even saying so by the angry ghost of Anthony Bourdain, but I've not seen Apocalypse Now. Name 5. Alright, well there's one. Apocalypse Now. Shoot. For some reason I feel like Little Shop of Horrors would be one of them. What the fuck is Apocalypse Now? Good question, I never saw it. No, I was gonna say it was the one with... No, that was Full Metal Jacket that had Hermie. I don't know. It's not a good subject for me, is all I'm saying. I don't see movies a lot. Ollie's literally never heard of Apocalypse Now. Aha. Ken says, I don't mind gore porny stuff personally, but then again I've got chainsawing corpses and brutal doom for giggles. It's a weird subject for me. I guess I still just really don't like live-action gore porn. Especially. It's, in most contexts, not something I greatly enjoy anyway. But I'm kind of numb to it in video games. How can you not be at this point? But... like, usually Castlevania is not something I would watch, but again, they did a good enough job on the actual story elements and character development and everything else in Castlevania that I'm accepting of the sometimes excessive amount of violence. Ollie says, I watched Little Shop of Horrors, it looks like something that if you watch it when it came out it would be amazing, but now it's just kind of well done. Yeah, I know what you mean. Do they make good comedies anymore? Do those exist? Because I feel like the same, like, creative forces that created the Naked Gun movies, which are, by and large, just genius, which we can mostly thank Leslie Nielsen for, let's be honest. There really never will be another Leslie Nielsen, but point is, all that eventually turned into, like, fucking... Ow.
Major fracture detected.
My parts. Scary movie at all.
Engaged.
As in, haha, pop culture, ha ha ha. But I miss movies that had that... that sort of, like, ridiculous off-the-wall humor. But, yeah, first of all, as Sean Baby observed, Leslie Nielsen could read a parking ticket and make you laugh. But not only that, but, like, the sheer manic pace of those movies. Like, there was... when they say you laugh a minute... I ain't kidding. The Naked Gun movies are fucking hysterical. I still stand by that. I'll die on that hill. Another one was Hot Shots. Hot Shots is really good. That was the Top Gun parody starring Charlie Sheen, of all people. And, Part 2 was also funny. That one spoofed Rambo instead of Top Gun, but... in that one you could kind of start to see the transformation into Scary Movie, like, towards the end. They started doing, like, weird... things that I'm sure were hilarious in 1993, but... Where the hell am I going? I feel like I've done... I mean, I pushed the buttons and the things happened, and then... right, I fell down, and I hurt my... Jesus. And then probably... When was the last time I quick saved? It was way too long ago. Good. Balls and ass. Oh well. Not that this part is excruciatingly hard. It doesn't have fucking ninja chicks, so we're good. Can't get into some specifics about the types of gore porn he really isn't into. Yeah, that's normal. Another thing I need to check out sometime is that, like, Stardust Crusaders JoJo Part 2, question mark, finally got added to Netflix, so that might be something I can start cracking into at some point. I don't think I really have any interest in anything after that point, but, just through internet jokes and, like, watching fighting game stuff and things like that, I have developed a certain interest in that arc, that era of characters and such. And I remember catching, like, bits and pieces of it while not really watching on, like, Adult Swim. That's the way I came in, isn't it? Everything's green now. Hold on. What? Am I done here? Ah! Fucking rope. Oh, fuck's sake. Ropes. Fill both pumps and fill both textures, sir, you're done. That's all. I felt like I did a whole bunch of shit in here, then died. But, yeah, they're all green now, so... Sis, get out of here. Or I fall down again. I fall down a lot. Yeah, I died. I fell down and then I went splat! And then I respawned and I was like, curses. But now all greens happen. Ken says, I think Stardust is like the weakest of the stand user stuff. Ikari gets more creative and interesting as the series goes on. Well, fair. Maybe. It might be fair. I still... Whoa! Barely have any idea what a stand is, so... Like, I more or less know, but... I couldn't really write a Wikipedia page about him. Am I going back in this wing? Yeah. Maybe. And is a ghost that you summon, and if people kill it, you die. Yeah, that's roughly what I know. It's like a... like a manifestation of fighting spirit or some shit. Ow. I should probably stop abusing this gun so much. You watch your language. Going full killing floor mode here. Run and shoot, run and shoot. Ow, 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 ow. Blow up. Arbitrary rules about how far they can travel according to how powerful they are. Magic powers. Mouse had a stand that shoots sniper bullets at you. The one episode I was actually paying some attention to and I really thought was interesting was the episode where they were fighting this guy called Hall Horse, who's, like, his stand was just a gun that fires, like, homing bullets that travel through time or some shit, but, like, he was also being evil with this other guy who had the power to, like, jump between reflections. And so, like, he was shooting glass to make shards on the ground so that the other guy could jump between the reflections of the glass. And then they also even figured out that he could travel through the reflections on, like, the surface of your eye. That was starting to get really interesting. I was kind of really following that one. That was the kind of thing that made me sort of interested in the show. And I think he actually killed one of the good guys, but he came back later. Then they punched the problem. Speaking of punching the problem, what the hell am I doing in here?
Power 30%.
A lot of red doors. Am I... Oh, that's right, I remember now. Science Man, you better be right about this. But Science Man wasn't right about this, and Gordon Freeman died. End of game. I forget if bug works under... Yep. Yeah, I still don't feel like this is quite right. Can I go down? Maybe. Somebody left the plug in. Also, it seems like Joseph Joestar is a funny character, and I would like to see more of him. Is this... What am I looking at here? What is... That seems like it will maybe lift the plug? Or move the ... This is where I came in, right? Yeah. Then everything started shooting at me. And I glue-on gunned all the beds. I'm gonna ask, is there an underwater button for pushing? Mayhaps. Because I've been around all the above water, and I don't see too much button. Kill that. Splat. Blah. Didn't come down this one. There's nothing down there. Could pump water to all these places. There must be some reason for that. This is odd. Oh, I raised this. There we go. This was the thing Science Man was talking about. Uh-oh, radiations. Radiations are really, really hot. Sonic Adventure 2 flashback, says Ollie. Fucking great music in that scene, though, am I right?
Power 45%.
I've always had a preference for, like, the severe, tense endgame musics. This looks altogether too similar to the giant soda can apparatus. Plunge us into darkness. Stop that now. Get it out. Not allowed. Just got the achievement Centripetal Attraction. Probably for hurting stuff with very weird ricocheting shots with this thing. Ollie says, summon a third universe to wait for against, and eventually they'll cease fire and become teammates to save the world from Headcrab universe. I see no flaws in this plan. I feel like I passed by a ladder because of my compulsive need to... Yeah, here we are. Ow. The Phantom. I'm so glad to be in a work environment again where I'm allowed to get good stuff from vending machines. That was legit one of the worst things about living in a healthcare environment, their complete embargo on sugar. Yeah, you can tell me about, yeah, health and all, whatever. All I'm asking for is a Mountain Dew at one point during the day, is that so much? Whoa! Whoops. Ah! No, it says, let me tell you, it's not good for your health not having access to sugar. Ow, 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 ow. Yeah. Ta-da! Oh, it says, know what happens to people without sugar? They just die. Incredible science facts with Ollie on Zeor TV. Motherfucker! I don't like this so much. Thomas says you took all the lasers out of the laser pipe and put them in that rocket. That's science. Where are we sending the lasers? Whoa. Like, how do we deal with the aliens? Got it. Rocket full of lasers. Bleh. Ow, 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 ow. Ah! Hey, how's it going? Mary. There we are. By the way, you know, egg processing plants actually don't smell as bad as you might think. Been in a couple of places that have a bit of a funk. But it hasn't ruined eggs for me so far. Hey. By comparison, when I worked at for 5 years in a granola plant, I don't think I ever fully tuned out that smell. Ah, crap. Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? I accidentally add more lasers to the laser rocket? That would only make it better. Really, somebody should, because somebody's letting all the lasers out of that thing, and that can't be safe. Only says, let's think about eggs. Yeah, good granola is similar to bad granola, but a good egg is nothing like a bad egg. Yeah, that makes sense, yep. Like, if the egg you have is bad egg, you can detect bad egg from a pretty good distance. Whoa! Ta-da! There we are. Okay, I can't do that. Okay, it just goes here. Yo, we've had that tasting like sulfur conversation before. I don't know, it's some... Human perception is strange. I feel like Kant said that at some point.
Frickin' zoo. Up ahead, Doc.
I like egg.
Tread lightly.
Tread lightly. Damn it. Damn it. I'm too loud. You can't tread lightly, I'm sorry.
We're going the right way.
Nope. I haven't been sure I've been going the right way since... easily before I came to work. I'm not even that senior of an employee here, if you recall. Barely find the bathroom on a good... Is that Stalin? No, it's Einstein. I knew that. I just saw a mustache above all else. I was like, oh no! Clearly, IT personnel on Black Mesa were the first to go. Presumably because all the IT people were total badasses who just ran out guns blazing. You know, I'm pretty sure scrambled is still my favorite form of egg as well. Has to be done so they're like all nice and good and firm and like kind of a little bit on the dry side, not soupy, but also not too browned and burnt. There's like a sweet spot right there where I really, really like scrambled eggs. I'm making myself hungry and I just ate a little bit ago. What? Well, that's amazing. Science. Warp. When the liquid is gone and there's slight hints of drying out, it's perfect. Yep, Ollie and I are on the same page. That's the perfect egg. If it gets a little brown, no big deal. There's nothing here. Why is the ladders just in case a dumbass like me falls down there? Cans, your distaste for egg is never safe. I was just here doing something, wasn't I? Yep, go this way, and then I think I saw another borb down here. Well, maybe it's not a borb, maybe it's a gorb. They're orb. Orb game. It must be like some way down... ... No, maybe. Tread lightly. Alright, seriously. Yeah, Cans doesn't completely hate egg. Apparently he's gifted with the sort of taste buds that think egg tastes like brimstone. It's not really his fault. All he says it's not as bad as Craig's disdain for mint. I think I'm forced to agree with that, yeah. Anybody else all about these friggin' dark chocolate mint Kit Kats they started making? Holy hell, yeah. They won me back after a long period of being way too put off by their commercials, but... They're like the Andes mints, except bigger and crunchier. I don't think there's anything here. I think I have to... Let's go back to this one. Okay, no, so green on the outside isn't even a... is an exit. It doesn't, you can't even go in that one. Oh yeah, if you haven't tried those... They're like called Kit Kat Duos or something. They're like mint on the top and then dark chocolate on the bottom. Oh yeah, can recommend. Big fan. What in hell's name am I doing? Like I see the teleporter orbs down there. See a door I can't open. See ladders that don't really go anywhere except back up here. TechBand says, I stopped getting Kit Kats because Nestle, and this is why we can't have nice things. Valid. Yeah, I'm not gonna fight you on that. They are among the more evil corporations at work. But the Kit Kats are real good. Damnation, where am I going? Alright, are those light? No, those are just reflections. I feel like I've explored down here already. There's nothing, there's just pipe a lot. Room has to have some fucking something. What's going on? Yeah. Something, because there's like a crane and there's pipe and then there's... Do I have to find some way into pipe? Is there a different path to pipe? That's nothing. It says, not the biggest fan of white chocolate, but Lind has a seasonal candy cane truffle. Oh, I know exactly what ones you mean. Those are godly. I love those. Poo. I'm supposed to die when I said poo. Yeah, I guess I was supposed to, like, go a place. Oh, what about you, green door? Okay. So green means exit, right? Yeah. Ooh. I remember this room. Fuck. Punch.
Major fracture.
Good one. Okay. Ow. Speaking of extra fractured, hang on, my little old body is betraying me.
Power 95%.
Ow.
Power level is 100%.
Gods, this aging crap is not for the young. Alright. What the? Ah! Alright, so I can see that orb. There we go. Ah! Wow, that was a good one. I have a list of things I want to get once I start making income again, but I actually have to catch up on a couple of months of rent. Fuck me. Oh, okay, good. Oh, we're back here. Alright. Fuck! Alright, pay attention. I mentioned, I think, that I at least got some sort of acknowledgement from unemployment that I exist, so... it doesn't look like I'm pressed for time on these whirly bobs. Bobs. The tubes are numbered. Ah, good catch. It's the kind of thing that I would struggle to notice while streaming. Because stream brain. So what would happen if I go in tree? Here again, my apologies for cruddy frame rate. That's not just you.
5%.
That's my little old potato doing the best it can. Alright, so 3 led to treasure. Good. Let's see where 1 goes. Deckbean says, my brand new computer shits itself and dies in teleporter sooner. Alright, well. Does this also lead to treasure, or does it just lead to fights? Damn it. There we go. Not dignified. Sorry. Yeah, I think this just led to battles. Alright, so we know 2 is good. Stick with 2. You know what I thought might be a fun stream if I could get like a Windows XP virtual machine going again and show off some of like the very oldest PC games that I used to like. Fell down. I died. Numbers you need to follow are written out somewhere nearby. It's probably about as quick to just guess. I shall look. Yeah, it still does usually not exceptional job, but a few of them would still run well enough for me to show up. Who's 3.0 being one? I could just go through some of those like 6 trillion games in one discs that I used to have. That might be fun. Where id writing? Ugh. I don't remember which way it came from. Elevators, and then there's ladders, and there's robots. There's not robots I like, I'm sorry. Well, I've been this way. Probably written them in a number 1 zone. That makes sense. Up. Wait. I was gonna say, did you just respawn? But no, I respawned. After dying a crunchy doom. Enter the cylinder and go downstairs where the numbers are. The game might die when you go back into the cylinder. Great. So, not here, in other words. Open. Let me in, I'm Gordon Freeman. How do we contain the meltdown? I know. No. Enter the cylinder and go downstairs where the numbers are. Cylinder and go downstairs. Is it downstairs? Oh my god, my frames. Oh, maybe that's what he's talking about. Here's a ladder to nowhere. Exit the cylinder, go downstairs. Got it. Yeah, I was thinking of trying that way. So, apologies in advance if the game blows the fuck up. Ah, here we are. Maybe. Maybe not. In the right neck of the woods. Yeah, I imagine the frame rate's probably maybe even worse on your end. I'm sorry. Alright, so yeah, this might be... Oh, here we are. Yeah, Syntist. Wrote it in chocolate pudding. 247. Thank you, Syntist. I give you congratulatory bonks upon the head zone. I see my crowbar phase lovingly through your skull, with no impact. That's a 247, right? Yes. Really should have just made a ladder, says all. Guys, hold on. Do we really need the giant cylinder of death? 2. Four. Mother. Yeah, they shouldn't, like, use the giant cylinder of death in place of stairs, is what you're saying, yeah. Like, here again, where's OSHA on this one? Alright, 2... and 4... But... Wait... and yep, alright. And then 7... We did it! This gave birth to OSHA, says Ollie. That's what Black Mesa is truly all about. The daring origin story of the Occupational Health and Safety Administration. Munch. Not my best performance. Okay, hum. Oh no, please don't die me. Black. I should actually probably be going through a door. Yeah. Ah, override. Definitely disengage. Or doing, okay. Containment to, wait. Whatever. If something says disengage, start pushing all the buttons you see. That's advice from me, a scientist. I'm about to die. I will now die here in the... Okay, nope. That's a good buzz, maybe. Fuck! Fuck! Nah, I think that was an autosave. Either that or I quick save so compulsively I don't even notice it anymore. I'm gonna go in the science. Bro. Main screen. No, alright. It's a joke that I did earlier ways. On the internet video game stream. TechVane says after 3 or 4 days of new Linux distro hell somehow prompted an incident in which I thought literally all of my hard drives were dying. I got my old netbook running Linux off a flash drive in such fashion that I can now use it for my coding exercise and whatnot and transfer the files back. Oh, nice. Good. Yeah, presumably you don't need, you know, extremely robust workhorse to program stuff. I mean, it doesn't hurt, but... Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on with that hard drive situation. That's gross. This guy has like a patriarch tentacle. I didn't notice that. Hello. Wasn't there like a long jump in the original Half-Life?
This
Wh-
is...
Nonsense, Hunter. Nothing stands in the way of our errant knight shining high-impact reactive armor.
Guess not.
Right then. This way, Dr. Freeman. We've been expecting you.
You can call me Dr. Freeman.
Come now, Gordon. Time is of the essence. What you see before you is the supply depot for our first survey team. Quite a few handsome specimens were collected from the border world and brought back this way.
And all right for themselves over here.
Before the survey members started being collected themselves, that is. These readings have given us reason to suspect that there is an immense portal over there.
Immense.
Created and maintained by the intense concentration of a single powerful being.
Intense.
I'm sure that you will know it when you see it.
It.
I am loath to say this, Gordon, but you must kill it.
Yeah, you better kill it. No ifs, ands, or asses about it.
Of course, you owe us
I like that.
nothing.
Ifs, ands, or asses.
But
I
you've
like this
come
part.
This
That's funny.
far. You know as much about these creatures as anyone.
Legit though, that's funny.
Enough to know that if you don't wipe it out, well, let's put it this way. There ain't gonna be much for you to come home to.
Yes. So if you're willing, my colleague is waiting for you at the main portal controls. Dr. Steinman will open the gates for you. And
Dr.
don't
Steinman.
let Hunter's brash attitude frighten you. We've all been a wee bit rankled since the incident. He'll equip you with the proper armaments for the task ahead. Do hurry.
Dr. Freeman, so glad you made it. I've one final
Your boxes suck.
This is the long jump module.
Ah, I was literally just saying, hey, what about the long jump?
Navigation in the world beyond.
Do you think we should appeal to the alien authorities?
I certainly hope you've received long
Double
jump
tap
training,
quickly. Oh.
because once you're in Zen,
I thought I remembered it working exactly like that Super Mario 64 long. I have a voice. Super Mario 64 and long of a jump. Whoa! You have to be sanitary before you can long jump. Oh, it's a double jump too? Sort of, maybe? No, maybe not so much. Okay. So that's interesting. You know what? That's probably much better, honestly. It's got goggles.
Hello, Freeman.
Hello.
I'm up here. Practice your long jump if you must, but hurry up.
Okay, Cow Orker goggles. Wah! I died.
All right. I can open the portal now. The process is complicated, and once it has begun, I must not be interrupted or I'll have to start all over again.
Of course.
Don't enter the beam until I give the okay. Understood? I will begin.
Sorry, what? Too many vibrate. Cannot let her. Well, this is a grandiose sequence, isn't it? Ah, crap. Whoa! Ow, 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 ow. Ugh. Hmm. Ugh. What the? Use all weapon. Ugh. Ugh. There's a position?
It's ready. Let's go. Now.
Whoa. Dude, I think the time circuit's broke. No way. That was pretty well done. TechPain says, to everyone watching, this is where we take a hard turn from the direction of the original game. Yeah, even in the first installment of this Black Mesa stream, I mentioned that I've heard they really spent a lot of effort retooling Zen as we know it. For better or worse, we'll find out. Oh, wow. Your Horton got crowbarb. Which, thankfully, is also a crossbow. Well, I fucking love that skybox. Welcome to the border world. Ooh, glow sticks. I want to take a glow stick. Ooh. Glowy and the darky things still tickle my childhood whimsy. One of the few remaining things that can. These are just going on. I guess a couple have come here before me is what I'm seeing here. Wow. Alright. I kinda wasn't expecting it to be this spectacular. Look at that. Fucking cool. That's poopy. I don't want to touch it. Dead man in an HEV suit. Legitimately, chat, I am glad to be sharing this with you. This is great. Like, if you just made a walking simulator out of this, I would love it. Don't have the foggiest idea where I'm going. Well... TechFan tells me that space amoebas can not overtly harm you, they just kind of bump into you. Alright, cool. Oh, good, a rope. I'm gonna let this one... There we go. Fuck me. Okay, nope. I keep trying to double tap a direction instead of double tap jump. I'll learn, eventually. Just, like, I mean, yeah, I'm still just wowed by the sheer appearance of this place. This is great. I love the glowy crystals, I love the colors, I love the purpley sky. Look at that! Will this harm me? Nope. Now we know where those, like, 3 or 4 years spent developing just Zen went. Gods, I remember just doing that long jump across these dumb little islands just floating in space. Looks a little less nice when I zoom in on it. It kind of shows the pixels a little bit, but still. Ooh. Ah. Wasn't it all green, Wonder Stomach? Yeah, it was kind of a, like, olive sort of aesthetic. Kind of Quake-like, says Techman. Yeah, that sounds about right. I remember Quake being a little browner, but yeah, it was kind of brownish, too. It's also running really well. I would expect much worse frame rate chug in an environment like this, but yeah, they did a good job. Crazy. And it's a good thing it looks so nice because apparently we're gonna be here for a while. I love the... I always like crystals, but like the bump mapping, just the texturing, the material of these crystals is really, really pretty. I have to sprint and then double jump? Ew! Yeah, this is the one the TechMain mentioned earlier, that like they had to actually pretty much jerry-rig like a custom Source engine build to be able to fit in a map of this size of Source. What's it? Poof. Oh, I remember this. I throw my hat onto it and then I travel along the wire as an electrical impulse with a mustache, right? Oh, TechMate says your long jump module also goes poof to prevent fall damage. Nice. Pretty good module. Ow, 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 ow. What part of you do I shoot? Okay. That's a stupid question. I'm probably not going to find a great wealth of Magnum ammo out here, so let's be judicious about that. On the other hand, these things are kind of toughish, aren't they? Woo! LP crystal. Too cool. Gods, I could not get tired of that view. Ah! Good time for bug butt gun. Good point, yes. You never run out of bug butt. This is just like a natural order of things, right? This is just the Zen food chain at work. What are you? Oh, you're a turret. Or are you? You're a good turret? It says I think the bug butt is actually a natural weakness of the zappy danglies. Alright, well, whatever this thing is, it's not mad at me, so... Seems to be a surveyor. Interesting. So, just like a scientist measuring device that got left there. That makes sense. Hey, props to Lambda team for getting all this done, you know? They weren't just twiddling their thumbs down there, they're getting this shit figured out. I'm really enjoying this. I haven't enjoyed like an alien world scenario this much in a long time. Ooh, it's not too much of that. I think I'm gonna use this rope. Okay, that's enough rope. Ow, 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 too much rope, too much. Okay, nope, that didn't work. You really can't use the rope. Yep. They seem, the bug butt bees seem pretty good against pretty much a lot of Zen life forms. Oh shit. Is there any sort of win situation for me here? Last bolt. Ow! Listen, you mother. Oh, and I missed. Or did I? I don't know, whatever. Point is, damn, hope I don't need a crossbow or anything again anytime soon. All he says I do get some bonus streamer points for trying to use the rope. Alright, I'll take it. What are you? Oh, you're just another dead Syntist, man. Ah, that red blinky light lets you know there's a power cell in there, I guess. It's a curious feature. User deceased. Please scavenge. Pardon. So, the, like, air brake physics I observed earlier are definitely in play here. Let's go that way. Yeah, that's probably where I went wrong. Okay. Yeah, here we go. And snack. Okay. Long jump module doesn't work when you're in free fall for some other reason. All it says, blinky red light could be a critical health warning. That does make sense, I guess, but surely the suit can also detect when its user is deceased. In which case, that red blinky light would still be useful in locating the body, sort of sense. So, okay, yeah. And then taking out the power cell maybe just kills the power to the red blinky light. Fine, have your rational reasons. Bad swim. Oop. Swim, jump. Zen video game. Ah, crap, my time's coming up. Oh, he says, I've heard the suit say stuff about when you die that's just about your... Well, true. It also makes like a flatlining sound, though, so... The suit knows when you're dead. There we go. No. What was that sound? It sounds like it's coming from this. Speaking of which, hey. Okay, I got a whole bunch of crossbow. Good. I can only carry 15? Thought I could... Alright. Just a beacon sound. Yep, alright. I would hope for that to be audible from a better distance, but what are you gonna do? We couldn't get all the best sound devices out here in the alien world on such short notice. God damn it. Yeah, my time's about up, and I'm gonna go for a little bit longer. I gotta see a little bit more of Zen. Damn. Damn. Really? There we go. There we go. That's more better. Space pod. Alright, I live here now. This is my house. Please wipe your feet. Oh god. That's a little fucked. I don't remember that being a thing. Wow. Now we know what fucking headcrab zombie Gordon Freeman would look like. Sound like. Some good old-fashioned fucking spooky zombie shit going on now. But they're also quite damage resistant as a result of those HEV suits. Got it? Right, that's not an enemy, it doesn't need to die. This one's out of food. Wait, I can just, yeah. Neat. Convenient alien blob with the very same voltage as the power cells we're using. Voice cracking now. Been at this for long enough, probably. This is just too hard to put down at this point. This is great. Ow. Just... What was record? Son of a... There you go. Space mayo. What are you actually? Unknown. Stool. Must... Flammable space mayo. Well, if that isn't something we would invent in Zeor Station. Oh, yes. Some kind of scribbled out sack. Wait, crab tappies? Extreme danger. Beware crab tappies. Where are its eyes? Yeah, alright, I'm ready to force myself to quit here. That's a pretty good foreshadowing note to end us on a pretty fun cliffhanger. Zen seems fucking fantastic so far. Like I said, they took ages upon ages to make this, but, certainly in terms of presentation, they've got something to show for it. Cool. I'll definitely be looking forward to, Tuesday's stream for sure. It's gonna be hard to wait that long, like I said, it's hard to put down at this point, but, yeah, I'll go ahead and wrap it up. I unfortunately do have to adhere to a somewhat human sleep schedule. Again. As ever, I appreciate you being here and watching. Thanks for being here, thanks for participating. And, also, I'm pretty sure that we're done with military, says Holly. Yes, I'm pretty sure they didn't follow us to the border world. Yeah, glad I could do this tonight. Sorry I missed Tuesday. I won't miss next Tuesday. I'll get all this figured out. But I'll plan on seeing you then. We'll do more Zen. I'll go ooh and ah some more. We'll fight weird bugs. It'll be great. And that's all I got for you. Have yourself a good one.